Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Nice sunny day here today. It was sunny yesterday. Got out for a good ride with my club. That was fun. I think we did about 75K or something, so good ride. It's nice to be out in the sun. There was actually a little bit of warmth to it, so that was great. Didn't freeze my butt off. So that was a lot of fun. Glad I got out. And now it's back to work. So today's topic is on goals and why people aren't achieving their goals. And I think we've all been there at some point where we've had a goal that we've just really wanted to achieve, and it just didn't happen, and it gets frustrating, and you don't know what to do. So I thought I'd talk about some reasons why we're not achieving our goals, because a lot of these reasons are very easily fixed so that you can achieve your goal. Hey Angel, how's it going? Glad to see you. So first reason, and this is big, is just lacking a plan. So, you can have an idea in your head of what your goal is, but how specific is it? You want to make it super specific. So decide what you want, exactly what you want. Write it down to give it life of its own so that you can read it, you can see it. It's more tangible that way. And then write down the steps you need to take to get there. So write down every step you need to take. Hey Lewis, hi Ken. So when you do write down all the steps, don't get overwhelmed, because there's probably going to be a lot of steps, and that's okay. But if you have this list of things you need to do, like a roadmap, then you're going to be on your way to achieving your goal, because you can have something in mind that you want to do, but without a plan, you're not going to get there. It's going to be you're going to be doing what you think you need to do. You're going to be missing out on a lot of different steps, and you're not going to get to where you want to go, and it's just going to end in some frustration. So you really got to write the goal down, got to write down your game plan, write down the steps, and then follow those steps, and guaranteed if you do that, you will reach your goal. Hey Stephanie. So another one is lacking focus. So maybe you've written down that goal, you've written down the steps, you started strong, and then you start to get a little distracted, and then you're not really focused anymore, and before you know it, you're not doing the things that you need to be doing. So you have to stay focused. That's another reason why it's good to write the stuff down, so that you've got it in front of you. You can look back at it, you can remember what you're working towards, and you can get your focus back, because it's really easy to lose focus, especially in this day and age. There's so many distractions, so many things that are taking up our time, but your goal is what's important, so you need to focus on that. And yes, Angel, definitely want to make short-term goals. So those are the most important goals, is the short-term ones, because those are the ones that you're going to achieve fairly quickly. And once you start seeing success, that's what's going to motivate you to keep pushing and keep going for what you want, keep going for that big picture. So yes, definitely set those short-term goals, ones that you can achieve, even in a day or a week or whatever. And then, take notice when you achieve that goal, and congratulate yourself and reward yourself, like make a big deal out of it, so that it really motivates you to keep working towards what you want. Because if you give up, you're not going to get there, right? So you got to keep on going for it. Another one is lacking a strong why. So, why is this goal important to you? It's another thing you need to write down. And it needs to be a really strong why. Like, it needs to resonate so deeply with you that you decide that nothing is going to stand in your way. You're definitely going to hit this goal because it just means so much to you. You want to be emotionally attached to your why. So you got to make this thing big. So keep writing down reasons why until you kind of hit a nerve with yourself. And that's the nerve that's going to make sure that you don't give up. There's no going back. There's no failure. You're just going to keep pushing forward until you get to where you want to go. And it'll work. So I did that with a few things in my life, the latest being my studio. My why was very strong, and it's kept me going over the past 4 years, through ups and through downs and all sorts of things, and I'm still pushing forward. So got to make that why super important to you. Another one, fear of failure. So lots of times people will have a goal, and then they're afraid that they're going to fail, so they don't start. So guess what? You just failed without even having given it a chance. So you're just starting with failure. You're not even putting any effort into it. So don't let that fear of failure keep you from going for it, because failure is important. You need to have that on the way to your goal so you learn what not to do. I have had many failures, but what I did was I figured out what I could learn from that, and I figured out that I'm not going to do that anymore because I'm smart. and I move forward. But failing is a huge part of achieving your goal, so don't be afraid of it. You should embrace it. You should actually hope for failure, because then you know you're pushing beyond what you're comfortable with, which means you're getting closer to your goals, and just use that failure as a chance to learn, you know. Time of day that's better to exercise, Angel? For me, I always tell people the time of day that's best to exercise is the time of day that fits in your schedule. So there's lots of people that will say, you know, do it first thing in the morning, get it over with, and then you don't have to worry about it. For me, I love that. I love doing it first thing in the morning, but not everyone is a morning person, and if you're going to be dreading your morning workout, eventually you'll probably give up on it. So whatever time of day fits in your schedule, makes sense for you. Hopefully it's the time of day where you have the most energy. Again, for me, first thing in the morning, I hate getting up early, but it's the strongest time of the day for me. I have my best workouts. By the end of the day, I'm just tired. I'm not into it. And any workouts I do in the evening aren't such great workouts. So whatever fits with your schedule, that's the best time. So fear of failure, went over that. So again, I can't stress enough how important it is to fail. Like, you got to fail. You have to go for failure so that you can learn and grow and get closer to your goal. If you let the fear of that stop you, like I said, you're just failing before you even start. And the lesson from that is that you don't give up before you start. You start it and you learn, and you'll get there. Not knowing how to get where you want to be. So you could have this goal in mind, you really want it, but you're kind of at a loss as to what you need to do to get there. So for myself, building a successful business. I know I want that, I know I'm working towards that. Eventually I realized that I didn't have a clue what I was doing. So eventually I did talk to business coaches, and that's what I needed to do. I wanted to figure it out on my own. I was pretty stubborn for a good couple of years. And then I realized, this is silly, I'm not getting anywhere with this, I need help. So, you know, don't be afraid to ask for help when you've got a goal set for yourself. If you're not an expert in that field, of course you're going to need some help. So people come to me with their health and fitness goals because they know that I'm a professional, and I will be able to guide them to where they need to be, where they want to be. It's just as simple as that. So, you know, don't be afraid to reach out, talk to somebody, get some help. Maybe a friend knows somebody who can help you, that sort of thing. But yeah, that's a big part of going for your goal, is getting that help from people who know how to get there. Maybe talk to someone who has what you want and find out from them, like, how did you do it? What was the path? I love it when people ask me about starting and running a small business. Like, I'm no expert, but I can tell them the steps that I took, and I love sharing that with people, and you know, to guide them in the right direction. That's a great feeling. So, you know, don't be afraid to reach out to people and ask for help, because I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, that person is going to be more than happy to help you out. So people, in general, they have a need and a want to help people. So when you need some, just reach out to somebody. And the worst thing they can do is not answer you or say, no, they're not interested in helping you. It's not a big deal, but don't be afraid to reach out. And, you know, I've gotten where I've gotten by talking to a lot of people along the way. I got to a point where I was just like, you know, I'm not going to pretend I know everything. I'm going to talk to as many people as I can, tell them what I'm doing, tell them what my issues are, tell them what my problems are. And so many times that person knew somebody who could help me out, and that's how I took the next step and kept progressing. So yeah, reach out. Another one is, a lot of people say, oh, well, you know, I don't have enough money to do what I want to do. And, you know, that's just not a good enough excuse. Like, if you really want something, you'll figure out how to fit it into your budget. And, you know, I've done it. I know a lot of people have done it. Like, at first you're like, oh, that's a lot of money. But then you think about it and you think of how important it is for you. And all of a sudden you're coming up with ideas on how you can fit that into your budget. And, you know, that's what you do. You find a way. If you want something enough, you'll always find a way. Hey, Jansen, how's it going? Hey, Mark. So, and then the last one that I wanted to talk about was lack of support. So that's huge. I think one of the #1 reasons that people don't reach their goals is for lack of support, because, you know, when you're working towards something and it's hard work and you're struggling, if you don't have people around you to support your goals, it's very easy to say, you know, screw this, this is too much work. And, you know, we're all guilty of doing that with some things. We're just like, oh, this is too much. But if you're like thinking to yourself, this is too much, but you've got a group that you can reach out to and say, hey, you know, I'm really struggling here. What do you think? And they are able to give you some feedback and motivate you and get you back in the game. You know, that's what you do. And I have my support group with my team, and we have our weekly meetings where we chat on video, and we have a nice talk. I also know I can reach out to my coach anytime I need to if I just need a little bit of help. And, you know, we all struggle sometimes, and we need that support, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, again, reaching out, asking for help, it's so important. It's one of the big things you're going to need to do to reach your goal. I know it can be tough for some people to ask for help, but, you know, it's going to get you to where you want to be. So don't be afraid to do that. And, you know, you can find all sorts of different support out there. So if the people that are in your life, physically in your life, just aren't supportive, then try maybe an online support group, like some of the private Facebook groups that I run. They're meant for support for health and fitness. You know, maybe go to a convention that happens on a regular basis. I go to a couple of conventions every year that really motivate me, get me pumped up, and really get me, you know, focused on working towards my goals. You know, just find people that are passionate about the stuff that you're doing, because there's nothing more motivating than to talk to somebody who's passionate about what you're passionate about. It's an amazing conversation when you find somebody who's as excited about something as you are. So yeah, look for that support. If you don't have it, if it has to do with health and fitness, reach out to me, because I can help you for sure. If you're in a small business, building a small business, you want to chat to me about some stuff about that, I'm happy to help you out and support you as much as I can. So, you know, reach out, send me a message. I'm always happy to do that. Yeah, Ryan, goals should be realistic too. So definitely make those goals realistic. So, you know, easy example here, don't say I want to lose 50 pounds in 1 month, because that is not realistic. If that happens, you're going to be really super sick. So, you know, make it realistic. Think about your schedule. Think about the effort you can put into it. Think about what you're willing to do. And some of it's going to be uncomfortable, and that's good. But don't make it like totally unrealistic. So, yeah, that's about it. I need to go and take off and set up for class. Hey, Aura, how's it going? So nice of you to say. If you do have any more questions, you know, let me know. Thanks, Angel. I'm here to support you too. Send me a message anytime you want to. Never feel like you're bugging me if you do that, because I'm so happy to get messages. And I'm going to run and set up for the TRX circuit training class I'm about to run, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good evening.